over 100 orders, and next thing I knew, I was winning local, statewide, and national championships with it.
Wow. How old were you when that started rolling?
17.
17.
Yeah. It's been
I,
about 3, 4 years. Yeah.
Dominique, what was you doing at 17?
I was still in high school, senior year, and I wasn't doing none of that. I was just a cheerleader in high school. That's it.
You're just trying to graduate.
Just trying to graduate. That's it. That is it. Just trying to make the grades just to graduate. That's
Right.
it.
I didn't even know you cheerleaded. See, now we got a show for Dominique coming up within in a month. So not this show coming up, but the next show. I wish I could remember the date off the top of my head, but it's gonna be in the It's August 2nd. You sure? If I text it to you, that's what it is. So August 2nd, Dominique Walker. Yeah, she's the special guest. So we're gonna learn more about her and her cheerleading. I know she got a really nice story to tell us, and something that'll really inspire people. So, but but yeah, 17. What was I doing? Hating school. I think that's when I finally had kind of was like, I'm pretty much done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get my C's and slide on to college real quick. My basic old grade point average and whatnot. And you running a whole business.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it. It was more towards the end of the semester because it was our final grade project. So it was going to be like a month or two before I graduated. So it wasn't really full-fledged until I came here to ODU. That's where I really got my start.
It was right the time I...
Did you make any things like the people in ODU, like the students and stuff,
What do you mean by that?
like with your food and stuff? Like, did you make anything for them to try out?
Yeah, so I actually work for the Strom Entrepreneurial Center, which is the building directly across the street. So we have a lot of expos and stuff. So when I first came here, I lived in Rogers, that building right there, and I actually used to make some samples when I went on break, and I used to knock on everybody's doors saying, y'all need to try this, y'all need to push for it. And that's how I really got my groundings here, and then meeting people like-minded entrepreneurs, other food entrepreneurs as well. That's another way that I made connections and got my samples out as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
I wanted to know that.
Okay. So I do want to get into. She got something else that's real cool that I wanted to talk about. But before we get there, I want you to talk about how beneficial or how important it was to have parents that were very supportive in your life.
So for those who don't really know me, I'm very, 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 very family oriented. So when I first started out, my parents supported me, but not to the point or to the degree that they do now. They really wanted me to focus on school when I came here, but once they saw that this was my true passion and that I was still going through and proceeding with school, they really had my back full-fledged. Even when I was younger, they always said, whatever you do, just make sure you love it, because if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And so just having people like my parents behind me really means something, because there's been days where I felt like I couldn't go to my friends who I even consider family, and I have to go to my mom and my dad and be so open and vulnerable to them, and having them not only be my parent but a friend, like a word of guidance, is really something that's held me down and been pushing me to go past the days that I thought I wasn't going to make it.
I can definitely relate to that, because with me doing makeup, I can tell that my mom still questions it, even though, I'm doing pretty good for myself. She still be like, well, if you can do this and if you can do that. I'm like, Mom, I can do it. Like, just believe and just, be there. So now that they see it, they believing now, because in the beginning, as a parent, they want you to focus on your studies and school and stuff. But once they realize, this is my child's dream, this is what they want to do, and once they see it, then they'll believe.
Exactly.
That's how it is with any parent.
Yeah.
Right. And so, what would you say you learned from each parent? Like, what was something that you took away from each one?
Well, from my mother, people who know me as like the kind person that I am, I definitely took her heart and her soul. She is the sweetest person that I know. That's my best friend. That is my ride or die. And she has me no matter what. I can mess up today and she still loves me. Now, my father's the same way, but he's definitely my tough love. The person who will yell in my face, look me dead in the eye, and look at a tear and say, suck it back up. This is not what we do. We push forward. And he said, nobody's going to love you the way that I love you. So he's like my dedication and the person who really has you know, yeah, I can't even explain it, but if he was here, he would know what I'm talking about for sure. Yeah.
My stepdad is like that versus my biological father. My biological father is, I'm his baby,
Yeah.
spoiled. But my stepdad, he give me that tough love. He'll tell me like, "Yo, effing up,
Yeah.
this, that,"
Yeah.
you know. So I can honestly relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my father kind of goes in between both. So he'll be the tough love, but then he'll be like, oh my God, I need money. Oh, $100 in your account, just like that. I'm like, I mean, a
Yeah,
little bit more would be great.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
that's definitely, he goes in between both, but I can definitely count on him for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. The battery's dying and whatnot. Let's see. All right, so everybody typically people like get the impression that if you have both parents in the household that you got it good per se, especially like that's a popular thing in the black community. Like people like to almost bash people that had both parents in the household. But everybody has a struggle. Even people, rich kids, poor kids, single parents, no parents, both parents. Everybody has a struggle. So, what are some of the things that you kind of had to work on or that you struggled with growing up, like in your household?
So not to go into too much detail, just so not to put my parents on blast or anything like that, but just them learning to, cope with moving, and because we're a military family, so just being able to move from place to place and just adjusting to life's different obstacles that are thrown to them. That was something that my family and I really went through. And then me on a personal level, me and my father growing up, we used to bicker all the time. It's that tough love. My mom always says that it's because we're the exact same person. So we always have to have the last word, or our voices have to be the bigger one out the two. So that was something that I struggled with, and towards like the end of college, the beginning of college and end of high school, that's when it really started to peak for me and my father. There was a point where there was a wall in between us. I would hang up if he would call me, or I wouldn't even decide to talk to him. But we're slowly repairing that right now. So, yeah. Yeah.
When a child is at that age, and I call it adolescent spot, when they're 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
It's the coming of them. I got a 17-year-old at the house right now, and he's so eager to run out to Norfolk State. You know what I mean? He just got accepted to Norfolk State, thank God, like I got him to college. You know what I mean? But he's so eager that, like, he talks to me like, I can't wait to get out of here, be on my own. And I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for you to get out there and be on your own too, because it's scary. I don't know a lot of people in here, but I grew up in New York City, and at one time I was homeless in New York City. At that age, 19, 20 years old, I have nowhere to live, and I'm living in the streets in New York City, and I had to survive that. Y'all got it made these days and times. Y'all going to colleges, you know what I mean? Y'all got dorms, but your father only wants the best for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hands down, me and Neil just had the same episode you just explained today with my son in the car battery going dead. He acted a fool, and you guys act like y'all deserve it at that age, you know what I mean? But everything that you want comes with work. And now you see it now, because I commend you. Like, I went, checked you out and read your story, see what you do. Very, very smart human being, but it came from somewhere, and I guarantee it came from your father.
It's nice to have that type of perspective in here.
I know when he watches
Papa
this, he's
Joe.
going to be
Uncle Joe.
smiling like a mug. He'll be like, yeah, it's all me.
Come on, Hakeem. We got to be careful with him.
Oh, God. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so the biggest problem I had, like with my peoples, was kind of like understanding.
Yeah.
Cause I have both my parents in my household also, but my parents don't understand like the criteria of college.
Yeah.
Because I mean, both my parents never went to traditional college, so when I got here, they were kind of like, this is a new world. Like
Yeah.
they kind of had to learn through me, but I'm also learning on my own. So like,
course.
how do you help your parents learn as much as you're learning?
That's a really good question, because so my thing is my mom went to college. My dad went, but he didn't finish. And there's actually a battle that we've had. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm very business oriented. And starting my sophomore year, I wanted to drop out. To this day, I still want to drop out. And I didn't want to finish.
We don't drop out.
Well, that's what everybody's telling me. You know what I'm saying? I had this vision. I had this goal for myself, because I was like, if I'm making $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, while I'm a full-time student with Full Belly Delights. Can you imagine what would happen if I wasn't a full-time student and
Y'all
I just
niggas
put,
hiring?
school? Huh?
Y'all niggas hiring?
No, we not hiring. I put it on. Were you not here when I said I put it on pause until I moved to Houston?
Go ahead and go to
Yeah.
Houston. I need a job.
I got you. I'm gonna fly you out. We'll talk
No,
about it.
flew
We'll-
me
we'll-
out. I need you to I need you to flew
I
me out.
got you.
Fly you out.
No, I need her to flew me out. I need to be flued out.
But but having them in that situation was kind of interesting because once I said that, my mom was more understanding than my father, and she went through college, so she know the struggle. Like, well, she doesn't know how it is now because I really feel like times have definitely changed in the last 25, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? But she was more understanding, where my father was like, no, you need a degree. You're not going to be able to get to where you go without it. I'm like, and I'm looking at my dad. He's the person who's driving a Tesla with 6 figures. I'm like, you didn't even finish. You have certifications. Why do I need to do that? And then, like, my mom's just working her normal job. I'm like, why are you preaching that to me? And then why, So just talking to them. Communication is just the best way to do it, even if they don't understand.
Communication is hard, man.
Yeah,
Like, TV
it is
definitely
hard.
has raised me. If y'all watch Degrassi, everything I know from Degrassi and there's the classified middle school, high school, and college. That's
Not
what
even
saved
gonna
me for
flex.
real.
I never seen that show a day in my life. I just know Drake was in it. That's it. Yeah.
Hey,
And then he just
Drake told me not to get shot.
Yeah.
I never seen
Huh?
it.
Yeah, that's what I knew. He got shot, right? That's all I knew. Yeah. Yeah. But just definitely communication with your parents. And even then, even if they don't understand you, at least you got your voice out. Because there's been times where I've said it, and then they don't get the message right then and there. But maybe a week or two later, they're like, I want to talk to you about what you said. I thought about it, and I know that times have changed. And, I appreciate that. I accept that, and we're going to be here to work with you. And if they don't, hey, it's your life. You got to do what you got to do. They already lived theirs. So,
That definitely comes up.
yeah. 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 Right.
Your family in the house talking, like, my son tries not to talk to me, but I can tell every time something's wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm quick to say, when you ready, I'm here. Because the hardest thing being a father, talking to a male child, is having your son talk. Boys are always afraid to talk about sex. Like, that's
Yeah.
number one cliche. Nah, I don't want to hear that. But I'm a guy. I know what's going on. So I got to be open. I have to be open. I've been through those episodes where I had to take my son to go get psychological therapy because he was going through issues in school. So I tell everybody in here, if you got a child, if you're experiencing kids, like, learn to talk. Kids are fragile today.
Yeah.
If you don't talk to them, things can go terribly wrong.
Right.
I would say learn your parents' communication style because everybody receives information differently. So if you know how they receive information, like maybe it's an analogy and they'll get it, or maybe you have to be just super direct and blunt with.
I got militant parents, so yeah, both of my parents. So like once I say it, it's kind of set in stone. So this how I feel. This how I feel. We don't really do too much of the back and forth.
Okay, well then I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you, King. All right. So, I think that was good that you had somebody to a couple people to relate to and things like that. And so, how have you? I guess communication is one thing. Kind of just growing into your own and kind of figuring out who you are and things that you like for yourself versus like things that you were taught to like and things like that is a big part. But is there anything else that you really do to kind of like cope with any issues or anything like as far as personal issues that you have?
So I'm like really big friends and family. Like I said, also like art. So I like to dance. I like to rap. Not like I don't call myself an artist. No.
Four bars.
No.
Hey, Third Eye Ride come right behind you.
I just be in the shower. You know when you get those warm showers and then you spit it on the beat.
What was the last bar you spit in the shower?
Oh
remember?
God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
God, y'all don't put me on the spot. My name's Janay, and I say hello to you and all your friends who just be shaking it like Jello. I
Okay.
ball in the court, got money just like Carmelo.
Hey.
If it was my instrument, I play on it like a cello. Yeah, I
Hey.
see you in the stands, getting with the fellow. Fans that I made, ain't they attitude so mellow? I'm hot like the sun, yeah. I'm turning yellow. Got another show tomorrow, you know. Hello.
Hey, she dropped an 8-piece on y'all. That was hot. That was hot.
Oh
when is the
my
mixtape
God.
dropping? She is dropping the mixtape.
I'm doing an EP this year, so that's part of my 1,000 goals to reach, which we'll talk about.
Hey, we gonna talk about that right now.
Sure.
Come on.
Oh no. Oh, I had a song. I had a song like 2 years ago that was out, and it was about my ex, but that was a very traumatic incident with me and his new girlfriend. She heard it, and she basically threatened me if I didn't take it down and stuff like that. And I just didn't want to deal with the drama. I just made it to express myself. So I was like, if I take it down, if people hear it or not, like my friends and close families already heard it. I don't care. It was just for me to express myself, so I took it down. I still have it like on my phone and stuff, but. Oh my God.
Drop it.
I will definitely airdrop it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, tell her come here.
She
Pull
all the
up.
way- I'm not talking to them.
Pull up.
No.
Really?
Oh no. Oh no. That was 2 years ago. I'm not bringing all that past into the current. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just let them live their life. They happy. Congratulations. I hope they watching this. Love y'all. So.
Okay.
Uh,
Way to be classy. Way to be
you know what I'm
classy.
saying? But you said you want me to talk about the 1,000
Well,
goals.
I think that would be a good thing to end on.
Yeah, I think so too.
Since we're already on the relationship tip, let's stay on the relationship tip. You want to go there? We don't have to go
We
there.
can go there.
We can go there?
We can go
Okay.
there.
All right. So tell us about some of your. This is a quote that I picked up from her. Exes are examples. Examples.
Examples, yeah.
I could have said it with a little bit more emphasis to give it that little but that was something I got from her. Like she has a couple of experiences with some significant others that didn't necessarily go the way that she wanted them to go, but she can say that she learned from all of them. So
Yeah.
where you want to start?
So when it comes to me, I've been in relationships literally since age 16. My last relationship ended a few weeks ago, so I'm just trying to really take a break and just focus on me. I don't mind going out on casual dates and getting to know people and everything like that, but I really need to focus on myself because I have not had the time. And I say that because whenever I'm in relationships with people, I'm very loving. I'm like that girl who gives 110%. Like the first week, oh, you need some money? I got you. Oh, you need food? I got you. You need a ride? I got you. I got you. And I'm a hopeless romantic, so I'm the girl who always pictures the fairy tale ending regardless if something bad happens because I'm also understanding. So when it came to cheating and stuff like that, I'm the girl who would always forgive. And in my first relationship, that was 4 years of cheating and emotional abuse. That ended on a very bad term. I don't really want to talk about how it ended, at least on this platform right now. But from each relationship, like Neil said, I did learn something new. From my first one, I learned that if you see the red flags, leave. Yeah. Just leave. 2, because I was like, you know what? This is the love of my life. This is, oh my God, we're going to grow old together. 16-year-old me, because I had a crush on him for like 2 years, and I finally got him, and he finally came into my arms. The second one, communication is key. You really need to talk. And then the third one, like, know your worth. I was with this guy for a month, cheated on me with 5 different women within the first 2 weeks.
Wow. Look at Kid's face.
Whatever he laid his hat was home. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts, but it's just making me a stronger person, like I said. So, yeah.
I can definitely relate to that 4 years of being with someone because I have a daughter. She's 7, and I was with her dad for like 4 years, and it was emotional stress.
Yeah.
It was physical stress. It was just, and it was a point where I decided to just let it go, just leave.
Yeah.
I tried to give it another chance, and it still ain't work out. Just go, just leave. Like you said, pay attention to the red flags and just leave.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah, and the thing was with me being so young, I guess I didn't catch the red flags.
Yeah.
And when you're in love or when you're with somebody, other people can see it. Kind of like when you write your own paper, you can read through it. But the moment you hand it to somebody else, the peer edit be like, "You spelled this wrong. How'd you miss this?"
They see
This,
all
that,
the
and that.
flaws.
And you're like, "Oh, yeah, you right." But the thing is, when you're with that person, you really don't want to hear all that negativity. And like, you know, this is my man. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know the love that I have for this person. And then once I left, I had to actually look at my friends. The people who are still here for me today and be like, you know what, you was right. Thank you for sticking with me, sticking through that bullshit. And you know, now I can take your word. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I was there. I was there. Honestly, before I got with Michael that I'm with today, I was with, you know, my daughter's dad for a
Yeah.
whole 4 years. And it's like I was just accepting all the crap and stuff. And once I left and then I saw him again, I was like, oh, why the hell y'all ain't tell me he was? And it was
Yeah.
like, I tried to tell you, but she was so in love.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, geez. What was I was 18 at the time, young and dumb.
Right.
Young and dumb. So I can definitely relate to that 4 year
Yeah.
of crap.
Of course.
Crap. Yeah, he has a question. Come up here. Come up here. Yeah.
Can I steal your seat? All right. I really don't have a question, but I just want to branch off what both of y'all said. I was actually sitting with my boy the other week, and you know, he was kind of expressing to me the stat of his relationship, and he was telling me about the red flags that he saw. Don't worry about that. And you know, him and I sat down and we talked, and he said, I saw so many red flags, but red is my favorite color. Right? So, you know, when I was talking to him and kind of like just hearing him out, I was like, you know what? It kind of brought a thought to my head about this whole kind of generation that we have, because we're a generation of social media, and you know, relationships nowadays kind of are reflected on social media, right? You want to show off, you want to, you know, show how happy you are, you want to show what you're doing, and because of that, the relationship lacks a foundation, right? You're showing the good sides, you know, as that Drake said, you know, he knows so many people that are married and they're happy on Instagram, but in person they're arguing left and right, right? You guys ever had those friends that, you know, you sat down with and you just think like, why are y'all even together?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are miserable together, and you know, the only times you're happy are when you guys aren't even together, right? And you know, the relationship just boils down to the foundation of what you make it, you know, because if you and your partner aren't able to sit down and look each other eye to eye and just talk, you know, everything comes down to just talking. Like, what is wrong? What is going on?
Right.
Exactly, communication. What did I do wrong? How did that make you feel? What can I do to be better, right? And it's so simple, but so many people just don't do it. Right, you know, and I have a lot of friends, right, and you know, I've told them the same thing over and over and over again, but they just don't do it. It's the answer is right in front of you, and you guys are running 2 miles around it when it's a foot in front of you. Right, just talk it out. That's really what it boils down to.
And you know what I call that? You know, I call that a relationship tune-up. You know how you know with the car you tune, you know, car tune-ups. I call that a relationship tune-up. Whenever you sit down with your partner, you talk. Okay, what is it that I'm doing that you don't like?
Yeah.
What do you do like? Well, and the other person, vice versa. Well, I don't like when you do this. All right, well, we gotta compromise. I don't like
Exactly.
when you do that. Well, let me stop that. So that's what I call what you were saying, a relationship tune-up.
Amen. I'm gonna hand all the mic back.
Oh, you gotta chime in? And
Come
while
on
he's
up,
passing
come on up.
Beyonce the mic, kind of like with my last relationship, we had a friendship, you know, before that, and we were talking for a good 2 or 3 months before we made it official, or he made it official before I say. My thing is, he knew that he wasn't ready, but he was afraid that he was gonna lose me, not only as a friend, but as a potential girlfriend. And I told him straight up after I found out, if you knew that you wasn't ready and that you wanted to still have your freedom, if you would have just been honest with me, I still would have been here. You know what I'm saying? But now you've lost a part of me that's going to take forever, if any time, to get back. So if you would have just been upfront with me, we still could have hang, chill, do what we do. But I would have, you know, it would have been my decision from that point to see if I wanted to still be with you, knowing that she wasn't ready. So if you just communicate with people, it's It's so simple, and honesty will get you so far in life.
But I
You're right.
There's no self-love.
Joe, you need a mic if you're gonna speak so everybody can hear you.
The one thing I want to commend you for, Janay, is actually you start your business and finding self-love, because self-love is the most important thing. We're not focused. We're busy running around trying to figure out how to love others when we haven't learned how to love ourselves first. You get what I'm saying? That's the main ingredient for you to enable for you to love somebody else. You gotta love yourself first. You know what I mean? And just knowing, like I told you, I went and checked you out, read your story, seen some of the art stuff, and you're a really funny person. Like the spirit is, if you ever go check out her page and check out, like she's really, really funny. She makes faces. She looks like she's always having a good time. I imagine sometimes she probably picks herself up when she's down. But self-love is the only way you're going to survive a relationship. And if you don't have that, then you're not really going to last very long with anybody.
Okay, so a question I have, like, when it comes to, like, dating and stuff, how do you, like, go about not taking the things that guys do to you so personal?
I'm still figuring that out myself, but of course.
What do you mean by what things are you like?
Like if they cheat on you or
Yeah, like, you know how, like, the trials and tribulations you said you went through, how do you, like, not take that personal?
Now the two guys. Oh.
Nah, bro, you go ahead and sit, man.
I ain't know what I did.
Can we repeat the question one more time, please? Put a little bass in your voice. I want to feel this one.
Okay, I want to know, like, what's some advice on how to not take the things that, I guess in, like, y'all sense, girls do to you, or, like, in our case, guys do to us. Like, if you get played or, like, you get cheated on, you know, like, just mistreated, how do you not take that personal? Because I'm not going to lie, like, that's something that I struggle with.
Can I do this one?
Like, that's something that I struggle with, like, I be thinking, like, they're only doing this to me. They're only treating me like this. And it bothers me because it's like, why? You know? I be thinking that. And it's like, I know that, like.
You think you the
I know
only
everybody
one?
goes through things, but I sometimes be feeling like I'm the only person on the earth that's gotten played before.
No.
I know, but it's just like, why me? Like, I have a hard time not taking things personal.
Okay, so first things first.
Before you answer it, you're getting a whole criteria. You're getting a little bit of every flavor right now.
First things first, man. You're telling me you're letting these guys or guy do the same thing? Like, you ever, stop dating the same person? That's number one. And then two, I hate to use the N word. I apologize. But, niggas gonna do what you let niggas do. So you continue to let somebody do something, they're gonna continue to do it. You give an inch, I'm gonna take a mile. That's how I do it.
Okay. All right. Well put. And I'll just add on to that. Like, life, everybody goes through like a series of like tests with the people that you attract into your life and you choose to be with. You know what I'm saying? You choosing to be with this person. And when we're younger, it's harder to recognize some of the flags, and different people get it at different times. Some people get to be around friends and see relationship drama and be like, ooh, okay, I see what these people are doing. I don't want a person like that. So when people come around them like that, they're able to ward it off and, you know what I'm saying, skip some of that. But most people, even myself included, had to go through different stuff, experience it firsthand and be like, oh yeah, okay, I don't want that type of person. So I feel like some of it, it's literally like one way to not look at it personally is it's the process of life and evolution of self. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, this person was a pawn in my chess game that is now not on the table anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here now. I'm not back here. That person was part of my evolution. It just, I had to go through that pain to get that growth. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is like, you already know that it's not just happening to you. So, yeah. Yeah, for real.
You asked how not to take it personally, right? That was your question. And, I can't tell you to not take it personally because every guy is different. But in my experience with my relationship with my girlfriend, um, you know, we have a system, and her and I, whenever we're mad at each other, we just walk away. You know, because my mother taught me that sometimes when you're angry, you say things that you don't mean, right? And once you say those words out, they're never coming back in. And that leaves a scar on your partner. And you guys have to realize that this is your partner. If you have a future with them, a relationship with them, every scar you leave is your fault. And that scar is going to stay there forever. I could say that, hey, women bring up stuff from like 5, 10 years ago. It don't matter. It don't matter because you still did it. And sometimes as men, we tend to forget that, like, we have this mind, as a guy myself, sometimes I don't like talking about shit. Excuse my language, excuse my French. Sometimes I come home and my girl come up to me, we gotta talk about this. I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I do that. I'm guilty of that, and yeah, right. And I realize that's wrong, but sometimes it takes me in a minute. I'm running away from the problem, right? I'm not acknowledging the problem. I'm just pushing it back further, just kind of like ignore it for a little while. And as a guy, the best advice I can give you, because you're a young lady, dealing with the whole relationship stuff. Some guys, I don't speak on everyone, but some guys aren't in the right mindset in their certain times of life. Because whether we like to admit it or not, some guys have traumas deep within them that we won't acknowledge, and sometimes we take it out on people and we don't realize that we're taking it out. For me to fix what I had going on with me and to acknowledge that I had a problem, I had to go to therapy and realize that I needed to fix myself before I could be with someone else. Like, I realized that, what, all my other relationships failed, and I sat down with myself and I was thinking what was wrong, and that problem that was wrong was me pretty much. And it's hard to tell you not to take it personally because the stuff that happens sometimes is personal. But you also have to realize that, at the end of the day, if you could say, I did everything that I could do to solve this problem or solve the situation, then sometimes the best thing for you is just to walk away. Sometimes you just got to count your losses and take a step back and say, you know what? I did my best. I did everything I could do, but this wasn't for me.
And I'm gonna let Mike lay it on you, but I want to say this too. A lot of times when we have stuff happen to us, like relationship wise, and anything in general, we tend to blame ourselves. And sometimes you have things that you're doing that's not maybe correct. Maybe it's some things that you could do a little bit differently that you could work on. But a lot of times, like, we stay I shouldn't have done this, or if I had done this differently, he was gonna do it the whole time, regardless of how you went about it. So try not to stay in the past of, okay, maybe if I change this about myself, or if I do this differently. No, just learn from that experience. Be like, okay, in my next experience, I know I'm going to go about it this way, and I expect this from my partner, and I expect this from myself, and just see how it goes. Go ahead, lay it on her.
And just to say, don't take it personal. Anytime somebody cheats on you, that's them. If you know you're being a honest woman, like he said, you're doing everything in your will to service this person, then don't take it personal. It's an insufficiency in them. The only difference between a loyal man and a man that's running the streets is a man who has made a decision. Because at a certain point, we all come into a point in our lives where it's like, hey, I ain't really into having 5 chicks. I want one. You know what I mean? And you probably caught him at a bad time. Not saying anything about him. Another thing that I would like to say is that most times you need to make sure that people interpret love the way that you interpret love. Because if y'all have different interpretations of love, people have twisted and perverse, they have twisted and perverse views of love and what they think love is. And that really just goes into, in that dating process, asking those serious questions, or what do you feel that love is? People come into relationships and they have no ground on how to even work a relationship or treat a person, and you come in and you got the sense that you have and you're trying to build with this person. It's going to be some things, some feedback that if this person is, they don't know what love is or can truly exude it or even receive it, you'll never be able to grow with them, no matter what you try to show them, do for them, or teach them. So it's pretty much just making sure that y'all at the same spiritual level. You know what I mean? You can't go with some dudes, they ask dudes their perspective of love. And I guarantee everybody will ask some girls, because girls like to talk about dudes, but I'm a good dude, and I know I'm a good dude. So I carry myself in good dude mode. You know what I mean? And I done came across girls I've been cheated on. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal. Everybody, Chris Brown done got cheated on. Some of the baddest people in the world, like, yo, he cheated on her. If I was there, I would never do. If she cheated on him, everybody gets. It happens. Everybody plays the fool. Everybody plays the fool. The choice is do you continue to play the fool? So.
Was that good? That was a lot.
All right, so that was
That
cool.
was great.
Anybody else want to kind of maybe speak on something they got going on in their life?
You got something going on in your life that you want to talk about?
Yeah,
You got a business, a hobby.
I think she good. Come on.
You know, he got all the stuff. You know, he got.
Oh. Kelly's like, what the world? Come on, Papa Squat.
How y'all doing tonight? Good. Y'all enjoying it so far? All right. So I'm struggling with something right now, and what I'm struggling with is kind of just on the lines of finding my place in life. I'm sure y'all can give me, words of wisdom of whatever you guys got going on, But, for me, as a young man, as a minority young man who's paving his way in life, without the support of my family, because my family doesn't really support the way that I'm doing my life. I come from a background of, I don't want to say extremely conservative, but very conservative. And, I'm a college dropout. I'm someone who kind of is an outlier and paved my own way in life. I got where I am today with pretty much no help and just kind of paved my way on my own. And, maybe you guys can relate to that. Maybe you can't. But whatever you guys got, just give it to me.
All right, I'm gonna step up and like feed into what you was just talking about, and to the young lady too, because it's I think I'm the elder when it comes into this room. I think it shows, right? But my family comes from, I don't know if y'all ever heard of it, it's a little small town down in Louisiana called Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's very small. And we was raised in a rural area. And it was kind of like when I grew up, I was ashamed of the people I grew up around with, because it was like my city was so small that the dogs would walk across the street and wouldn't run away from your car. If you was driving, they would go slow. So I ran away. I kind of like just ran away from that when I was young. Just didn't want to be around those people. And they lived their lives, and I felt like I wanted to be different. You know what I mean? And the one thing I can tell you right now that I'll be 55 in August, and I've lived a happy life. That's just to be honest with you. I can't tell y'all how happy I am in life. And it makes me happy to see y'all coming here and talk about this like this. But if, like I said before, and I relate to self-love is the most important thing that you can grasp a hold of. You don't have to worry about relationships if you have your self-love. You don't have to worry about what your parents think about you. All I can do is tell you, if it's pure in your heart, and whatever's in your heart's pure, and if you cast it out to the world, it's going to be perceived as pure. Nothing else, nothing more. If you go around this world hating people, doing wrong by people, there is such a thing called fucking karma, and it will come back 3 times harder on you if you just abuse people. So just remember that. Like, walk out of this room and don't worry about. I don't want to tell you, Beyonce, because I actually love the question that you brought up, to go out there and do what another person does. But me personally, I think you two honestly too young to be thinking about love right now. Like, I think y'all got it all wrong, because I did it wrong. So I'm older and telling y'all I think y'all got it all wrong. Go and get what y'all need to get. Accomplish who y'all want to be. Be something first. And then you'll have time for love. But right now, if you're trying to make moves, you don't have time for love.
Well, y'all can come. All right. Well, thing about that, so I get what you're saying about like not like kind of delaying the love type thing until like you establish yourself and you make sure you got everything going and you know that you love yourself within and you know what I'm saying, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically are in the right place. But like I can't say that I'm necessarily like one thing, I'm not really looking for love, but I still like crave intimacy. You know what I'm saying?
And if a person love you, they're gonna ride with you regardless, whether you up or down. I would tell you like this: the most of the conversation I'm hearing now, and what I'm hearing, is we're with people that's not riding with us. So hands down, if a person loves you, like I'm gonna give you an example. My mother has accepted me through all the bullshit I done tossed her in life. And if a woman wanna be with me, she gotta be somewhat like my mom, because I have my ups and downs. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying don't find love. If you find love,
No, but
you find love with spirit.
I'm saying like I said, love aside, like you know what I'm saying. It like, but then like, all right, so like I'm more like a casual lover person.
They just want
Like,
to be honest. Like they want
yeah,
You can't be a part-time lover, man.
I mean, like it's like a thing where like I just can't. You see the like I can't say I know like I meet a woman and it's like I know I want this, I want to be committed to her off the rip. You know what I'm saying? I can't. For myself personally, maybe that's just something I have to work on, but I can't jump in and be like, hey, I'm gonna only be, like I've known you for a month. Me and you have been personal for a month, so now I'm only gonna focus on you and no one else. Like that's kind of hard to do. And I'll tell you straight up.
Let me make the decision.
Well, you got something going on which a lot of us men don't have. And what is it, ladies? Honesty. You're honest. You're honest. You're honest about what you want, and you're honest about your expectations. You know, and that's good. That's not bad. Don't think that's bad, because you expressed your intentions and you expressed what you expect.
Right.
Don't think of that as bad, because you know you're a grown ass man. You know, you meet a woman and you tell her exactly what you just said. That's honesty right there. And she can't get mad at you because you told her from the start what's gonna happen and what you're gonna do.
Right.
I feel like with any man that's trying to date or get into a relationship or anything, be straight up. If a girl be like, because I was with my daughter's dad and he's way older than me. I was 18,
good,
he was
man.
26. I'm like, what the hell you want with me? Right. Be honest. Like, tell him what you want. Man or woman. Be like, look, I want A, B, C, and D. Well, I want A, B, C, and D too. Be real. Stop. Don't sugarcoat it. Be raw with it.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, I mean, I didn't want to take your seat. All right, I'll make it as brief. Try to address both things. First thing with what you were saying, just about finding your place in life and everything. Like, to me, finding your place in life is spending as much time doing the things that make you the most happy as possible.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I definitely agree with the idea of loving yourself so much that it's like you focus so much time and energy on yourself through that self-love that you find these things, if you don't know for sure the things that make you the most happy, you invest that time in yourself because you know how valuable it is. You know what I'm saying? And you figure it out and you do those things a lot to the point where you can master your strengths. You know what I'm saying? You can master the things that you're talented with, the things that bring you the most joy. You know what I'm saying? And through that, through a lot of time of that, you will meet another person that has found their own joy, their own love of themselves and living their life the way that they feel is fit. And y'all be able to have this clear communication and honesty because y'all are like, yo, I don't need to be with you because I love being with me. But you're cool and you look really, really good. And I kind of like the way that you do whatever. So maybe we can make this work. And you can have that kind of honesty and it'll be clear. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're dealing with people that, the sex thing, people treat it differently. Some people treat it like it's a game. So it's like that whole running game thing is real. So you'll talk to a guy and it's like, you might say like, yo, I really don't want to deal with this, I want this. And they're just thinking like, she sounds just like the last girl, blah, blah, blah. All right, I know exactly what to say to make her do, think differently or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So in order, in my view, to bypass dealing with people like that, you have to deal way more with yourself. You see, you deal with people like that more so when you're searching for those people in those situations. It's because we're not really here to search. We're here to be found. You know what I'm saying? To find yourself. And when you find yourself, you can find another person who also has found himself. I'm going to leave it at that. Peace.
Oh, okay. So I got two things. One, going based off of what you were saying. Basically, when I was in college, I thought I knew what I wanted. And I thought, like, in high school, it's like, okay, I don't know really what I'm good at. Because I felt like I'm good at being in charge. Know that much. But I really didn't know what path I wanted to take. So going into the cupcakes, my mom's like, okay, well, you need to go to culinary school. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do all of that. Like, I want to run the business. I like baking, but I want to run everything. So I think the main thing that I found myself being in love with was helping other people, which is why I'm doing a whole different master's than what my bachelor's was in. Like, my master's is in social work, but my bachelor's was in business management. So I think you have to really sit down and evaluate, like Ryan was saying, the things that you love in order to find, what path you should go down. And then, where'd he go? Going off of what the other guy said. What's his name?
Which one?
With the braids. Who was
Neil?
sitting up here?
Neil.
Going off of what he was saying, I think with the casual dating thing, I think we all have it mixed up on what a relationship is supposed to be.
Right.
Like, dating is to get to know somebody to see if you could actually, see yourself with a future, like with getting married, having the kids, having the whole nine. The relationship is getting to the marriage part, not the dating. The dating is to get to know the person. The relationship is like, okay, the end goal is marriage.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So don't get into a relationship. I think that's what everybody, I think also us as females, if you idolize something, you're not going to be able to be in something that's healthy. Like, so if you idolize a relationship, there's no way that you're going to be able to be in a healthy relationship because you have all these expectations of what something should be. And same thing goes for expectations with people. Like, say if I only love Janay because, she makes good-ass bacon treats. Like, she makes bacon truffles. Now she done stopped these bacon truffles. Now I'm expecting this from her, and now I don't love her anymore. The love is gone because it was set off of what that person can do. And I think that's kind of where we mess up at?
I think you touched on something that I didn't even like think like you. Thank you for that. I will say, do y'all believe that love? Like, what do y'all think about unconditional love? Like, y'all think that's like a real thing?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Because if you don't have expectations on people, you can love them unconditionally. Like my mom has no technical expectations of me, and that's why she can love me unconditionally, even if I mess up.
Okay. Come on, Mike.
But she said something kind of like I really liked though. She did say time invested, and I'm really big on time invested. Only because I spend a lot of time with the women I do like talk to. Now I talk to a lot of women at once. It's not like two, like
Speak
it's not
up a
like
little
one or
bit.
two. So it's honestly like 3 or 4 women at once. I don't necessarily invest myself in one person. Like emotional investment is like I feel like that's very hard to do with me. Only because a lot of people have different things that I so-called like in them, not versus as a whole. So I'm necessarily looking for a person I can like as a whole, but there's other people that have these qualities. So I rather like different people with different qualities than versus like this one person for a very long time. And then I don't look for love either. Like looking for love, I feel like that's a waste of time. Like either it comes to you, or you either, you slip, trip, and fall, and it hit you.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna hit you hard, but it's gonna happen. And I live with Neil, so me and him, the single dudes of the house, so we ain't no lover boys. And we always sit down. We're like, man, it would be nice to have a shorty to like, stay with. Have somebody come over, come cook, lay up. Like, we don't necessarily like hate women, or we don't always want to have sex with women. Like, we love to like dudes love to lay up. Dudes love to have somebody to talk to. Dudes love to just have that best friend.
Yeah.
But it's hard to have that best friend when sex is a thing, and then like emotions. So
I
that
think
best friend, and then that girlfriend, or we talking stage. Like I like to have friends. I don't necessarily like, hey, I want to talk to this person because hey, I think I want to like her for a long time. I want to talk to this person because hey, this person I can call at a certain amount of time at night and say, hey, I need to talk, man. There's something going on. I got something on my head. My heart heavy. Like, that's a friend. That's a girlfriend. That's a ride or die. Like, a friend. Like, a girlfriend, like, that's so stereotypic to me. Like, I can see that on Twitter. Like, don't take no picture, and that's not love to me.
I think that we have I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I'm sorry. Okay. I think we kind of have a problem as a community with vulnerability. We've been, especially black men, they have been suppressed of their emotions by society for so long that it's hard for them to kind of open up to a female, for them to even get that close to where they're like, oh, I think this is what love is. And then on top of us having like this misconstrued idea of what love is supposed to be. So because, okay, first of all, you can't even have a friendship if you can't be vulnerable. Like, you can't have any type of relationship with anybody unless there's some type of vulnerability there. So if so if we can't, but you have to learn how to be vulnerable with yourself before you can be vulnerable with somebody else. So I mean, okay, if we go based off of religion, so say I'm trying to have a relationship with God. In order to have a relationship with God, you got to be completely vulnerable for that one. Like, you're in this dynamic that you can't really see the future. You don't know what's gonna happen. Things could turn in a completely different way the next day, and the same thing happens in regular relationships. So it's just like, yeah, you just gotta be vulnerable. And I think that's the hardest thing to do, honestly. What's his name? You on the mic?
To piggyback, I had talked to my man. I try not like. I'm extremely religious, and it just comes out. So I try to like conceal it because I don't want people. You always talking this or talking that. So I just keep it general. I told my friend back there, a lot of the times to speak on what he's saying, he feel like he's lost. And in my religion, we say an adversary or an enemy. He likes to paint pictures in your head where you feel inadequate. Like, like you're not good enough, or you're not strong enough, or you're not smart enough, or you can't, you're lost. We're all been there. But one thing that somebody told me that with my creator, that he's put everything in you to make it in this world from the beginning. It's taught. As soon as you drop down in this world, that's why babies know how to swim. As soon as they get out the womb, they're close to their natural surrounding, so they do things a lot more naturally than we do. But through hurt, through loss, through a lot of other things, it dulls you. It can dull your mind and your expectations. And I was saying to him, with the things that he's saying and the information that he's giving, man, you're already on the right path. You're not lost at all. You don't let anything make you feel lost. In fact, when you feel unsure in yourself, you lean on your heart more than anything. I remember when my doubt was the loudest voice in my mind. I heard I can't more than I heard than I could. But that's a whole nother story. And just like my man said, a lot of things I've been hearing is when you're linked, like Dave Chappelle, I forgot the comedian that said this, but he said two crackheads can stay together forever. They're feeding each other drugs and they have a common goal. They have a common goal. You need to find somebody that, if y'all like picking jelly beans out together and separating the reds from the blues, you need to find a dude or a girl to be like, hey, baby, we picking out red jelly beans tonight. Let's do it. Let's do it. Y'all, you need to find that person that supports you and endorse you and loves you exactly for who you are. Unconditional love, it does exist. How you find out how to do that is what you're connected to. And that's what I got to say.
All right. Thank y'all so much for the participation. That was awesome. When I envisioned like this show coming along and stuff like that, this is exactly what I envisioned. Just everybody coming up and sharing how they feel, and everybody just kind of like communicating with each other and helping each other through their issues. So I'm really appreciative of everybody just being so willing to, put your heart out and just kind of tell everybody like what you got going on and how you feel, and people kind of chiming in on to help each other. I really appreciate that. We're gonna kind of close it. Hey, we might have to do another show like this, another relationship show. Yeah. we got two more things. I want Janay to share with us her 1,000 goals that she has going on, because I think that's awesome. And then we're gonna see who won our virtual reality camera and headset.
I won it.
Pick a number between 1 and 50. Pick one right now. Hey, no. All right, if he writing it, she can write it. If he can write it, she can write it. But I think y'all, it's gonna be funny who win it, because I think I know who got it. But you don't count. All right, tell us about 1,000 goals, please.
All right, so right now I am on a mission to achieve and accomplish 1,000 goals before age 30. So that means everything from traveling on the world's largest cruise to driving Lamborghinis, all the way to writing a will or donating to charity and things like that. And it came about because one day one of my friends was actually talking to me, and he said that he wrote down a list of 100 dreams that he wanted because he was feeling lost and he needed to find his happiness and his place again. And I was kind of in the same state. So when he told me that, he was like, write down 100. I'm like, 100? 100? Like, that's a lot. I got other stuff to be writing down, like checks, you know what I'm saying? But, so when I wrote it down, it only took me, I kid you not, like 4 or 5 minutes to write down 100. And I was like, that was it? And when he said dreams, I was like, I don't really want to do dreams. I want to do goals. When you do dreams, that's something that you dream about. It's not going to happen to me. When somebody says, I dream about one, they're like, no, I'm going to, you know. So when I say goal, that's what was coming through my mind. So when I said the 100 was really easy for me, I said I'm really up for the challenge. Let me just times that by 10. Let me just add another zero to the end. And now it's 1,000, and now I have a really good following and friends that are coming with me to do things like going to the shooting range, going to the axe range. I just drove a Lamborghini. We just did a large Nerf gun fight at my 22nd birthday, and just fun stuff that I want to involve my friends in. I have a lot of people that I'm inspiring that are now going on Groupon, searching up different things that they can do. So, you know what I'm saying? In August, that's what we're about to do. Yeah.
I want to be in like a big old house, like a big mansion. And like, yo, cut the lights. You know.
Oh hell
Yeah.
no! Glow in the dark.
Strobe light or whatever. And like, we all Nerf guns. Like, you know, that's what I want to do.
And and the thing is like, why not? Because I mean, my father, because I didn't even think of this. I was writing my list down and I was just saying stuff in front of my friends, and one of my girls was like, you should do a lingerie shoot. And I was like, oh, you know, why? Like, well, I questioned. I was like, why would I do that? She's like, why not? And I had to think about it. And the reason
You
why,
do
I
have
was like, people
1,000
just going to be
goals.
looking at me for my titties, my ass, and everything like that. But I was like, why do I want to do it? Why do I want to do it? You know what I'm saying? And I had a lot of body self-esteem issues growing up. I was like, I have stretch marks. I have cellulite. Don't nobody want to see this.
They don't. Because I have the same thing too, baby. Look. It's hanging
Raw, all
yeah,
of this.
yes, it is.
All of that.
I got stretch marks right here too. Like, we got it all.
And the thing was, I think the thing that kind of morphed my mind into thinking that was like social media and seeing all the pretty girls, like all the Instagram models with the flat stomachs and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Instagram models, it's all filters. It's not real. Photoshop filters. All it's not. And then, you know, cellulite and doctors and knives and all the injections and stuff. Fat transfer. It's not. No. The real ones be in the gym. Okay. Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I'm here now. You know what I'm saying?
The real ones got stretch marks
All up in here.
and a little.
Everything.
Huh? Go ahead.
When the lion looks for a mate, he looks for the woman with the most, what do you call those?
Scars.
Not scars,
Stripes.
stripes. So you guys gotta look for that stuff. If a lion does it,
Yeah.
more or less of a lion.
I feel it.
Leo season is coming. Woo woo. Leo team, yes. Team Leo, yes.
I'm a Cancer, so
Us.
I'm really emotional. I'm very Cancers.
Leo's us coming. Ready to take over.
All right. Well, I see y'all in the building, but like I said, I did it for myself because of that reason. And then when I did it, I felt liberated. And I was like, you know, I really want to share this story. And I had like literally 16 of my female friends. Like, I did not know you had the cellulite and this. I thought you was all this and that and curves. And I was like, no, I got the same body you got. Even though you 80 pounds less than me or 50 pounds more than me, we on the same page. And I want you to love your body for who you are. So it's just doing little things like that, you know, to actually, you know, help people. So the next one I'm trying to do is go shooting, I think tomorrow. Yeah, all right, cool. So if people want to join, I'm trying to, like, you know, I have a website and I'm trying to, like, put out, okay, this week, you good. This weekend I'm trying to do this, or next week I'm trying to do this. I think me and Neil are going to go ghost hunting. None of my other black friends want to do that, but
What is
we
ghost
gon-
hunting? Please go into
No.
detail. What is ghost hunting?
Like, actually
Go
going
hunting
into
for
a
ghosts?
building. Hey, yo, what's up, demons? You know, it's your girl.
Y'all
Janay.
got that. Y'all got that.
You see
Y'all
what
got
I'm saying?
that.
Look, I ain't no scared of no ghosts.
Y'all got that.
We good.
I'm
We
be
good.
saging every damn.
Yeah, I didn't say I wasn't gonna be protected. I said we was gonna go to the church, be blessed, walk in there with a
Yes.
whole squirt gun of holy water. Like,
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm not
Oil.
gonna be scared. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Protect me, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully. Hey, look. If I go down that way, that's one hell of a story to tell at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. Y'all wild. But like I said, why not? Y'all sitting here saying, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why
Y'all gonna
not?
really let that scare you? You know what I'm saying? So it's 1,000 goals. 1,000's a lot. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
that's on the list. I said, why not? Because
Yeah.
at first I was saying, I was like, hell no, I'm not trying to be
But then-
levitating and shit when I go back home. No, but like, why not?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. So y'all should do the same. So y'all should definitely follow me at 1,000 goals _. You see what
I
I'm
honestly
doing,
like
you know what I'm
that. Yeah.
saying?
All right.
I'm still trying to ride in a Lamborghini.
Oh, that was the first one I did. Oh, actually, no. The first thing I booked was the world's largest cruise. In 2021, I will be on it. First day, got my whole little private suite, got cabana and everything. I already paid for it. Huh? It's in 2 years. You still can sign up for it. Got you. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
You want the mic? What you say?
So, well, we got to wrap it up. We a little, Tanisha's working hard back there, and I know she's had a long day, and she ready to close shop, and it is getting close to that time. But we do have a little giveaway that we're doing. Oh, my bad. Let me check myself. But we are okay. But you know what I'm saying? We just gonna take care of this real quick. Is there anybody that did not get to write their names on?
Me. I didn't get a chance to put my name in.
So
Let me
how was
write
you
down
gonna
the
claim
number.
your
Can I get a
prize?
sticky note, sir? Can I get a sticky note, sir?
That's what I'm saying.
Outside in the parking lot.
What you want to do, Dominique?
Can I put the number on the sticky note?
What? You already know the number.
Exactly. So I'm reading my prize.
No.
The number is 49, guys. Okay, if you got 49, you're in there. Okay.
She's lying.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm lying.
So-
I'm lying.
So. All right. Well, who picked 35? Oh, Kia. Thank you, Kia. Let's see.
35.
Yeah, it is an ant. But you close.
What's that? Yo, somebody cheated. You cheated, bro. You cheated. No.
No, hold on. Let me make sure now. Oh, all right. Who wrote 26 blank?
We know one for sure wrote 26. We know one for sure because their name is on it.
I wrote 26 because my birthday's on December 26th.
And GT, he wrote 26 with his name on it. But you gotta check to see if it's another 26. You gotta check to see if it's another 26.
All right. Well, I have a consolation prize. So you two, neither of y'all will go home empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all come up here and GT, come up here real quick, my man. Get some camera time. Get some camera time. GT.
Yeah.
All right, so what's gonna be? Anybody got a good tiebreaker in their head? I think GT might win that one. No boo. All right. Oh, we all be dead.
Think of another number and they gotta guess.
All right, bet. So a number between 1 and 5, and you.
The number was 26. They
26.
both got 26. That's what I was saying. I might be another number 26, Neil.
Well, I'm pretty sure they would have claimed it. You know what I'm saying? They'd have been like, I
Yeah.
did 26. I got 28, 17, 7. Nobody picked like 49, 5. Hey, we got to support our DJ too.
You can't support me.
48. Oh, not 28. Anyway.
You can't support
all
me.
right.
You guys put I'm part of team too.
You
Like,
are.
Yeah, every time.
Have you want?
See, you know what? No.
Don't do that, Dominique. Dominique, don't do that. I done forgot the game we about to play. 1 and 5. So I want y'all to. I got it. Dominique.
No.
Dominique.
No.
Sweetheart.
No.
My buddy.
No.
Can you pick a number between 1 and 5 and let them whisper in your
All
ear
of
what the
them.
answer is?
All of them.
This is my buddy right here, y'all. And I want to while we doing this, I just want to thank Dominique because I kind of like pulled her on the fly and we kind of needed
You know
a
I'm behind
host.
the scenes. This is
And,
not my.
You can't tell it though. Can you? You can't tell it, can you?
I'm behind the
You can't tell it. So I appreciate you. You know,
Thank
doing your
you.
thing. She got the
Yeah.
personality for it. So hopefully
Yeah,
we gonna see
I
her up
might
here
stay.
again.
I might stay.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
I might stay.
number between 1 and 5. Which I got the number in my.
Oh.
You picked it.
No. It has
GT.
one
Pick
number.
a side.
2.
Why he had to say his number out loud? Because now it's just like,
What's your number?
now I gotta pick a different number.
Well, yeah, now, cause
4.
what's the number? Who got it?
Congratulations. She guessed it. Hey, but GT, you are not going home empty-handed. You know why?
Yay!
We got something else for you, GT.
And still nothing for me.
Actually, I do got something for you.
Oh, really?
GT, here you go, my man.
Yeah.
All right, Neil Kringle.
Hey, Beyonce, you got some lashes in the car. You got some lashes in the... You got Instagram, Facebook. I mean...
Like, we giving
you
you
prize-
prizes.
I'ma
You don't want
hit you up.
prizes. She don't want prizes.
I need some
before.
lashes for me and my clients.
I'm not thinking that she ain't never won nothing before.
What? What you say? Because you
won
showed
some-
it. You know,
she
you
won
tried
a
to do it on
robot
Slide when I
last.
was trying to do
She didn't
business.
tell you about
I
the
was trying
robot
to
she
conduct
won last
business.
show. Anyway,
I get it from the back. I get it from the back. Yeah,
all
I
right.
get
So
it.
we
Yeah,
getting
I
ready
get
to
it from the
close.
back. I get it from the back.
We getting ready to close up though. I just wanted to thank you guys one more time. Give it up for yourselves for coming out
Yes.
and just you know
This
what I'm saying.
this was a great
I've-
segment. Like this,
and
yeah.
coming out from everybody that came out, and a lot of y'all came from start to finish. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for being a good friend to Janay. Obviously, that says a lot about her. The fact that she had friends come out. My man's came in here at 5:30, was in here. He stayed the entire time just to
Yeah.
support his friends. So that's the type of friends that you need. Yeah. You here. It's okay. You
She
here.
told you to start at 6 at 6.
Look at her face. I want to give a thank you to our lovely guest, Janay Brown,
Yes.
our beautiful host, Dominique Walker.
Thank you.
We had Mike in the back on the video.
Yeah. Woo woo.
We had GT on the boards.
Yeah.
We had goddamn Joe
Kelly.
doing what Joe
Joe
do,
Kelly.
dropping gems, dropping wisdom.
Getting all the shots.
I don't know where Tanisha is, but of course we got to thank
Tanisha in
Tanisha.
the back of the back. Hey, Tanisha.
Thank you, Tanisha, for
Thank you
everything.
so much.
And congratulations on all your success. And to everyone out in the crowd, congratulations on everything that y'all got going on. And I wish y'all great peace, prosperity. I wish abundance to y'all, and just I guess the word of tonight is self-love.
Yeah.
So I hope that you have love within yourself. So I hope y'all have a good night. Be safe wherever y'all going. And- oh, you can find us. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Happy Hour Live 757. Happy Hour Live 757. Go ahead and get, especially the YouTube, because that's where we're gonna be putting out like snippets of this. So like
So-
how y'all were up here and
Yep,
talking.
You're gonna be in
we
the
gonna-
video. Yeah, you're gonna
we
be in all of this. So you're gonna, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Even if you feel like you don't have a story, because I was one of those, I feel like I ain't have a story, but I really actually do. Just come on. If you've been through something, talk about it.
Right.
This is also like a little therapy moment, like you just express yourself and talk about it. Just let it out. If you feel like you ain't being heard, we listening.
Yeah.
We want to know. we all ears, baby, and we can give you some pointers, some advice, and all. We all ears.
Right. So thank you guys, and I hope to get this at least say goodbye to y'all before y'all leave. But y'all have a good night, and thank you guys. We'll be back here. Before we leave, a group picture, and for everybody at home and everybody here, our next show is in 2
Bring your
weeks.
little gift out here. Bring your gift.
May what is it? What is it? July 19th. July 19th. Next show. So don't forget.